Without further ado, let me introduce Choi, the CEO of Travonde, and Steve Wozniak on stage for a fireside chat.
Steve, I hope you had fun hearing the pitches from the students.
Yeah, great. Sometimes it crosses over into marketing and business, and I think, oh my God, I'm overpaid. Engineering, and sometimes so I didn't speak up to somebody else.
Right. But we're so grateful to have you. And I know that from what Janice told you, your schedule is so full. So thank you again. Let's give Steve a clap. Steve needs no introductions, but I do want to say something. So Steve, I'm sure all of you guys know that he co-founded Apple in 1976 with Steve Jobs and created the first Apple I computer. And the next year, he launched the groundbreaking Apple II. Did I get that right?
Oh, that's right. We had two different companies though.
Right. But a few companies changed the world, like the company you started, with hits after hits for 43 years. So you have forever changed computing, upended industry, and ultimately reshape our society. So besides the innovation and company's trillion-dollar value, Apple is also one of the biggest job creator in the US, responsible for 2 million jobs, and I believe 5 million jobs overseas. So thank you for that. And I just want to say, my family's here. I was personally affected and enriched by this because I worked at Apple 15 years, so thank you so much. So you helped me 15 years, giving me the experience that I need to start this company. So thank you so much again, sincerely.
I'm more proud of a company that makes fine products that I love to use, how large it is.
Right. So I guess the first question, Steve, is what advice do you have for students in the audience today who want to launch their own company?
Students who want to launch their own company. I go back to my own experiences, especially with Apple, and I think, well, when you're young, you're just a few people, it's almost hard to say, oh, you've got some particular talents, but you really need some insight in 3 areas. The first is business, somebody who wants to figure out every angle to make sure we build a business that's going to make money. And the second is marketing. The best marketing I've seen in products, but be it the iPhone, be it the iPhone 2, be it the Tesla, is when you build a product not for other people, based on some flow charts and market research and stuff, but when you do it based on you want it yourself. Here's how I would want it to be that they aren't doing right now. When you're really in control of that, that's the best marketing. But engineering is sometimes left out. The business schools, the entrepreneur schools teach you to write a business plan, go to the venture capitalist, get funded, and then go hire the engineers somewhere in the world. The engineers are so used to solving problems and figuring things out, getting through obstacles. You should have the engineer involved in deciding what your company's going to do before it starts. And you need those 3 elements very strong. Other elements on the side will be needed pretty soon, but accounting and things like that, legal, obviously, like systems. So that's the main thing. And also be sure that you'll have to feel it. Every product idea you've ever seen or heard of has some value to somebody. And it's something there that it does actually do a job for somebody. That doesn't necessarily mean it goes. It takes a lot of putting your feet on the ground and figuring out the formulas. This will be successful. It really will go to millions of people and not just a couple thousand. It's very hard to decide that sometimes, to see it in advance. So a lot of startups fail just because, well, I don't know, the marketing demands, a lot of other things, different products that came out. So always be prepared to be flexible and change direction.
Thank you.
With Apple, we started with an incredible game machine, the Apple II. It was going to be all of our revenues for the first 10 years of Apple. But this was an incredible game machine. I came up loving games, designing games for Atari even. And the Apple II computer I designed was not just a computer. It was the first time that arcade games became color. It was the first time that arcade games became software. and a 9-year-old kid could write a game with moving things on a screen in one day, rather than a skilled engineer hooking up 1,000 wires over 6 months. This was a huge step in game. But then what happened was VisiCalc, the first spreadsheet program, came out, and it could only be done on our Apple II and not a couple of competitors, Commodore and Radio Shack. Couldn't be implemented because their machines were not expandable, they didn't have enough memory and all that. So VisiCalc was a business machine. Every small businessman in the world, for the first time in their lives, could walk into a computer store and on an Apple II computer set up income categories and expense categories, January, February, March, April, make some changes, play with scenarios in January and February, and see what the result is in December. Sales shot up 10 times. That's what really made the market real, and we were going to be a big successful company and go public and all that. And we sort of switched direction and headed into the business world and sort of disdained the game world. I was kind of pissed about that, but Trip Hawkins left the company. A brilliant marketing guy, a business guy we hired out of Stanford Business School. And he left because he wanted to do games in Apple, and he started Electronic Arts. There you go. But,
Wow.
but our company changed direction, always went to kind of where the money is, and you really have to do that. If your company doesn't live and isn't making a profit, you're making the wrong product, which is the one people don't want.
I agree.
Yeah, we were very
too.
fortunate. We had a leapfrog product, and we could charge 3 times what it cost to build, and so we didn't really have to go get some money constantly as we grew. We could support our own growth.
Well, thank you for that. The second question, actually one of our team members asked is, who and what are your biggest inspirations that help you to become who you are now?
Yikes. Everybody looks back, and in psychology, I was basically a psychology major here at Berkeley. It might surprise you, my degree was in geeks. But I got very interested in it, and how the brain works, how it's like a computer. And what was the question? Inspiration.
Inspiration.
So, we have attribution error. That means when something happens, maybe you have a bad feeling in your stomach, you look around and try to blame it on something, maybe something I ate today, but you can make a very strong error if you're around somebody who's really being nasty that day. A nasty person, maybe you're going to say, that's the reason my stomach hurts. So we attribute, okay, I got a lot of great things in life and I love my life. I had my successes to life without any accomplishments whatsoever.